After experiencing countless cycles in the heavens and realms, Luo Ye came to the world of pirates and prepared to enjoy life. But I never thought that the exposure system of my past life would descend on a great journey. All aspects of Luo Ye's past life were revealed to everyone. It's hard to say, it's hard to beat. Super Beast Underworld King. I am just a hero driven by interest. One Punch Superman. Please lend me your energy. Carot. From now on, I will stand in the sky. Sosuke Blue Dye. White beard. Luo Ye is undoubtedly the strongest man in the world. Hancock. Only Luoye is worth following and serving as a concubine. The throne of the king of the world belongs to none other than Luo Ye. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. The Exposure System of Previous Lives, the Three Great Generals of Bitchburg. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The year 1520 in the Haiyuan calendar. A Great Voyage. Windless Zone. 9 Snake Island. In the magnificent palace of the royal city. Luoye lazily leaned against the throne. Behind me. Hancock, dressed in a high-slit cheongsam and with a fiery figure. A pair of delicate jade hands gently rested on Luo Ye's shoulders. Gently massage the other person. Luo Ye casually flipped through the newspaper in his hand. On that handsome face that only the reader could match, there was a hint of interesting laughter. The three great generals of the Navy were actually SpongeBob SquarePants, Pi Daxing, and Octopus Brother in their past lives. This past life exposure system really knows how to manipulate it, whispering to oneself in a low voice. Luo Ye also found it a bit funny. I didn't expect the memes I used to see while surfing the internet to become reality now. That's right. Luoye is actually a traveler. However, his identity as a traveler is somewhat unique. The current world of pirates is not the first world he has traveled to. Prior to this, Luoye no longer knows how many different worlds he has traveled through. I have experienced countless cycles of reincarnation. One Piece world. It's just a stop in his many travels. After experiencing so many cycles of reincarnation, Luoye has long given up on those secular pursuits. He doesn't have much desire now. As long as there is invincible strength. Enjoying endless glory and wealth. And dozens or even hundreds of peerless beauties accompany and serve. Such simplicity is enough. And now, as the first male emperor in the history of Amazon Lily, all of these wishes have naturally been fulfilled. Glancing at the two women, Nami and Robin, who were pinching their legs in front of them, Luo Ye couldn't help but jokingly think. Calculating the time, Luffy should also be going out to sea soon, right? I don't know what changes would have happened to this son of Fortune's original journey without sailors and historians. Regarding this, Luo Ye is still a bit curious. But he is certain. Even without one's own intervention, Luffy's adventure this time is absolutely impossible to be the same as in the original work. There is no other reason. It's precisely because of the previous exposure system. A month ago, this so-called past life exposure system suddenly descended into the world of pirates without warning. And at regular intervals, one or several characters from that world will be randomly selected. Expose their past life experiences to everyone. The previous round was exposed about a past life. It is precisely the three famous naval generals. Yellow apes, red dogs, and green pheasants. And their past lives. Surprisingly, there are three creatures living in the underwater world called Bitchburg. They are called SpongeBob SquarePants, Pi Daxing, and Octopus Brother. Among them, Octopus Brother is a narcissistic and somewhat irritable social animal. SpongeBob SquarePants and Pi Daxing are idiots who only know how to catch jellyfish all day long. Such a huge contrast. Surprise everyone in the pirate world. For a while. The news reports about the past lives of the three major naval generals are also overwhelming. Put down the newspaper in your hand. Luo Ye stretched his body slightly. On the side. Ghost Princess Perona immediately handed over a cup of hot tea. With a smile on his face, he whispered. Lord Luoye, please have some tea. Luo Ye nodded slightly. I took a sip from the teacup. And at this moment. Dong! A loud bell suddenly sounded from the sky. In an instant, it spread throughout the entire Nine-Snake Island. To be more precise, it has spread throughout the world of pirates. Oh, is a new round of past life exposure about to begin? Luo Ye put down his teacup, his eyes twitching slightly. This bell resounds throughout the world of pirates. It is the preview issued by the previous exposure system. The purpose is to remind the people of the pirate world. A new round of past life exposure is about to begin. The next moment. Everyone in the world of pirates. Including those blind people who cannot see. All can be clearly seen. A phantom screen appeared in front of them. The screen is divided into two sides. On the left is the viewing screen that will soon play the previous life exposure footage. On the right is a movie-watching chat group for the audience to exchange and discuss. At this point, with the sound of the bell, the movie-watching chat group instantly became lively. Edward Newgate. Gullah, a new round of past life exposure is finally about to begin. Sakaski. Humph. This damn past life exposure system dares to say that I was a pink starfish in my previous life, and I absolutely can't spare it. Shurji. Oh, isn't this one of the Pai Daxing, one of the three generals of Bitchburg? Why didn't you find the yellow ape to accompany you to catch jellyfish today? Sakaski. Golden Lion, I see you're tired of living. Believe it or not, I'll send you back to the City of Advancement and keep you locked inside until you die. Shurji. Little starfish speaks so recklessly, I'm so scared. I'm almost scared to death, Jiahaha, Kazan. Ah, it seems that since the last round of past life exposure, we naval generals no longer have much deterrent power. Palya Salino. It's really a headache, Warring States period. I don't know which lucky one will be selected this time. Kai Duo. Actually, I really hope to be selected. You don't have to think about it, but I must know that my past life was also incredibly powerful, domineering, and majestic. Charlotte Lingling. Well, Kido, with such big talk, I advise you not to say it so early, Shanks. Haha. Yes, Kido. If your past life was exposed as a caterpillar, that would be interesting, Kai Duo. A group of people were chatting enthusiastically in the movie-watching chat group. After a while. On the originally pitch-black viewing screen on the left. Suddenly, two lines of golden characters slowly emerged. A new round of past life exposure is starting, the previous life exposure system is currently being randomly selected. This line prompts. The originally noisy movie-watching chat group instantly quieted down. Everyone is staring intently at the viewing screen. Waiting for the announcement of the system's extraction results. Soon. A few lines of golden text appeared again. Ding, previous life exposure system extraction completed. This round of previous life exposure. Luo Ye, current Amazon Lily Emperor. P.S. New book period data is particularly important. Kneeling down, I beg for your great support. Chapter 2. One of the past lives, Super Beast Underworld King. Kneeling down. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This round of previous life exposure. Luo Ye, current Amazon Lily Emperor. With the announcement of the identity of the selected past life exposed individuals in this round. The audience in the movie chat group also engaged in intense discussions once again. Kai Duo. Who is Luo Ye? I've never heard of this name before. Charlotte Lingling. Didn't the system draw that kind of unknown person to expose their past lives several times before? It seems that this time it should be the same. Shurji. Harmful. It turns out he's just an unknown person, so it's not interesting anymore. Edward Newgate. Gullah, I'm talking about you guys, can you take a closer look at the identity information provided by the system? Shanks. After the name Luo Ye, there are several big characters clearly written, current Amazon Lily Emperor. How could the other party be an unknown person? Warring States period. But shouldn't the current emperor of Amazon Lily be the pirate empress Boya Hancock? Crane. Indeed, an Amazon Lily is a country with only women, and every emperor can only be a woman. The name, Luo Ye, is clearly a man. Palya Salino. That's a bit strange, Kuzan. From all the previous exposures, it seems that the system has never made any mistakes regarding our identity in this world. Don Quixote da Flamenco. Moonlight Moria. Wow. When did Amazon Lily have a male emperor? Hancock, you guys are hiding so deep. Boya Hancock. Oh, you ordinary people, the existence of Lord Luoye is also something you deserve to know. Quinn. Sigh. Judging from the answer from the One Piece Empress, is the so-called current Amazon Lily male emperor really real? Charlotte Smoggy. It's really unbelievable that there is an unknown male emperor in Amazon Lily, a daughter country that has always been hostile towards men and does not allow men to enter. Marco. I'm curious, what kind of divine is this man named Luo Ye? Ben Beckman. Being able to make the arrogant pirate empress willingly call her Lord Luoye, I believe she must also be an incredible powerhouse. Nami. Of course. Lord Luo Ye's strength is absolutely unimaginable for you people. Nicole Robin. Lord Luo Ye seems to be a deity in the sky, towering, incredibly powerful, unattainable. Kuzan. Nicole Robin. How could even you? At this moment, the green pheasant, surrounded by numerous horses, was suddenly startled. Why is even Nicole Robin related to this Luoye? And look at the tone of the other person's speech in the movie chat group. It seems to be similar to Hancock and others. I have great respect and fanaticism towards this man named Luo Ye. Think of it here. The green pheasant suddenly realized it seems like I haven't received any news about Nicole Robin for a long time. Since releasing the other party in O'Hara back then. Qingji has actually been silently following Nicole Robin's movements all along. But I don't know when it started. The other party seems to have evaporated from the human world. With the intelligence network of one's own naval admiral. Surprisingly, we couldn't find the whereabouts of the other party. Ah la la, it seems that this Luoye is really not easy. The green pheasant sighed silently. At the same time, the name Luo Ye was firmly remembered in my heart. At the same time. Inside the Nine Snake Island Palace. Luo Ye stared at the virtual screen in front of him. Her fair and slender 5 fingers lifted slightly and touched her chin. Oh, did you choose me for this past life exposure? I just don't know. Which life of mine will the system select for exposure? I have experienced so many cycles of reincarnation. I can't even count how many worlds I have lived in. Which life was chosen for exposure in this past life exposure system? Or is it to say that all the worlds are exposed one by one in order? If we come one by one, then others will have to watch. At this moment of contemplation in Luo Ye's heart, the Snake Queen and others on the side were also staring at the virtual screen with hopeful faces. Wow! It's actually Lord Luo Ye's turn to expose his past life this time. What will Lord Luo Ye's past life look like? I'm looking forward to it. It can be certain that both in his past and present life, Lord Luo Ye must be the most powerful and handsome man in the world. If only our past life could be like this, always following Lord Luo Ye's past life side. Ladies, every word you say is mine. But soon. They were completely quiet. Because on that viewing screen, a few new lines of text have emerged. Destiny. Luoye. First world. World of beast armor. First identity. Hades King. See these lines of information. The audience in the movie chat group became active again. Warring States period. Destiny. This is the first time I have seen this title. Didn't the system directly refer to those who were exposed in their past lives as past life exposure people? Munch D. Cap. And the subsequent First World and First Identity are also the first time they have appeared. Previously, they were directly displayed as Previous World and Previous Identity. Crane. Can we say that Luo Ye's past life was not just one, but also the second and third lifetimes? Kai Duo. Mad. I want to see what happened to this past life of Luo Ye. Why is it so special? Edward Newgate. Is the first age of Luoye a world called Hyperbeast Armor? How will this world be different from ours? Silbaz Raleigh. The identity of Luoye displayed in the system is actually called the Underworld King. Coincidentally, it's the same as my title, Boya Hancock. Raleigh. Pay attention to your words, isn't Lord Luoye comparable to you? Silbaz Raleigh. Clam. I'm just a little emotional, Hancock. You don't need to be so aggressive, do you? At least I can be considered half of your life.Saving benefactor. Boya Hancock. That's right, you can do anything else, but things related to Lord Luoye. Absolutely not. Xia Qi. Hee little snake G's attitude is so resolute. It seems that the charm of Lord Luo Ye in your mouth is indeed considerable, Boya Hancock. That's for sure. Even if all the men from all the other people in the world are added up, they can't compare to a single penny of Lord Luoye. Shanks. Oh, it's really a high praise to be able to make the Grand Pirate Empress say such words. Even I can't help but feel very curious about this Luo Ye. The communication within the movie-watching chat group is constant. And in this process, Luoye's identity has also become increasingly mysterious. The expectations of the public for the exposure of Luo Ye's past life are also increasing. Soon. The previous text on the viewing screen slowly dissipates. Next up. A deep and majestic magnetic voice. It rings softly in everyone's ears. When you go through 7 levels of loneliness, you can become a true strong person, and our world is born from it. When I reached a high place, I realized that I was always lonely, with no one to talk to me. The lonely winter made me tremble. What exactly do I want to do at a high place? My heart is like a tree. The more the tree yearns for the light at a high place, the more its roots must go down, towards the soil, towards the depths of darkness. Beauty is just a momentary feeling, only reality is eternal, and reality can never be beautiful. Ever since I got tired of pursuing, I have learned to hit the mark with just one search. Ever since a gust of headwind hit, I have been able to withstand winds from all directions and sail on a boat. P.S. New book period data is particularly important. Kneeling down, I beg for your great support. Chapter 3 offers a completely different perspective, with the protagonist Huo Linfei. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this moment, the whole pirate world is terrifyingly quiet. Quiet until the whole world is left. Words belonging to the previous life of Luo Ye echoed in everyone's ears. And listen to these words. Even without looking at the movie screen. A tall and majestic figure couldn't help but emerge in everyone's minds. A majestic figure filled with the demeanor of a king from top to bottom. Warring States period. Are those words from Luo Ye's previous life? Crane. I don't know why, just hearing those words just now, I am convinced that Luo Ye's life as the Underworld King must be incredibly powerful. Munch D. Long. Every word he says is quite philosophical, and this kind of person is a born king. Don Quixote da Flamenco. For Furfuran, I also agree with what Luo said in his previous life, Kai Duo. I have to say that my impression of Luo Ye has begun to improve. Nefertari Vivi. It's truly Lord Luo. These words are really outrageous. Rebecca. Yes, even though the picture of Lord Luo's past life hasn't been released yet, I already feel that Lord Luo's past life is so handsome. Vince Mock Riju. Lord Luo's strength is truly unmatched by anyone else. Garrett. Lord Luo, I love you. As the solemn and low voice gradually subsided. Inside the originally pitch-black viewing screen. Finally, a glimmer of light appeared. A video about Luo Ye's past life exposure officially starting to play. In the picture, the first to appear was a red-haired boy named Huo Linfei. And his good friends. Xiao Pengdun is slim and handsome. One day after school, Huo Linfei and Slender June saw a beautiful girl with pink hair by the school basketball court. And just as the two of them were stunned, a basketball flew in from the nearby basketball court. Coincidentally hit Huo Linfei and Slender June. To seek revenge, Huo Linfei engaged in a basketball match with the 5 different colored Samet boys and girls on the basketball court. In this competition, Huo Linfei also demonstrated superb football skills after 2.5 years of practice. Successfully completed a 1-5 dunk goal. Strong and imposing. Munch D. Luffy. Si Gui. This guy named Huo Linfei looks a bit powerful. Roranoa Sauron. He can pretend so well, but it's hard not to say that he's the past life of Luo Ye. Shouldn't Luo Ye's past life be called the Underworld King? Trafalgar Luo. Perhaps like the Underworld King Raleigh, the Underworld King is just his title, and Firefly is his real name. Eustace Kid. No, although the Fire Linfei did play Pokémon in the video just now, at this level, it doesn't match the high power words at the beginning of the video. Kira. Indeed, the young man named Huo Linfei in the video has a completely different temperament from what I had previously predicted as the Underworld King. Basil Hawkins. So, Fire Linfei shouldn't be the only one from Luo Ye's past life. Carpin Becky. But since it's not the previous life of Luo Ye, why would the system play this video of Huo Linfei right from the beginning? X. Drake. This is indeed an elusive thing, different from the tricks exposed in previous lifetimes. Skurikman AP. It's really a bit puzzling. For a while, everyone couldn't help but feel a bit puzzled about the content of the video. But fortunately the exposure system of the past life is like knowing what everyone is thinking. The next moment was when the corresponding explanation was given. In order to help audiences better understand and experience the power of the underworld, this past life exposure video adopts the perspective of the protagonist group of the Super Beast armed world. Upon hearing this, everyone suddenly realized. Warring States period. I see. Is it possible to narrate Luo Ye's past life experiences from the perspective of others? This approach is indeed quite unique. Crane. That is to say, the young man named Huo Linfei in the video is not from Luo Ye's previous life, but the protagonist of the Super Beast armed world. In the world of pirates, there are also many storybooks. Therefore, for the word protagonist, it's not difficult for everyone to understand. And what really makes it difficult for them to understand is Morgan's. But logically speaking, shouldn't the protagonist be a story or the most powerful existence in the world? Guild Tetsolo. Since Luo Ye's past life was not the protagonist, does that mean he is not as powerful as we imagine? Baroic Redfield. I don't think so. Judging from the words at the beginning of the video, the strength of Luo Ye's previous life is definitely extremely strong. However, what kind of relationship he has with the main character group needs to be further verified by watching more videos. White Star. No matter whether Lord Luo Ye is the protagonist or not, he is definitely the strongest, there is no doubt about this. Nipton. Sleeping Slot. White Star, why even you? Inside the viewing screen. The video is still ongoing. After putting on a wave of pressure, Huo Linfei continued to search for the figure of the previous beautiful girl with his slim and handsome figure. Surprisingly, they followed each other all the way to the small tree forest behind the school. And here, a beautiful girl named Tianyu encountered a mysterious black-clothed man blocking her way. Huolin flew and saw the situation. I want to step forward as a hero to save beauty. However, after seeing the mysterious man in black calling out a group of accomplices, suddenly, she was so scared that she hugged Slim and Handsome. Trembling and trembling. At critical moments, Tianyu still stood up and repelled the enemy. And Tianyu was still in front of Huo Linfei and others. Use a special method. Summoned up a pink armor covering his body. The combat power instantly surged. Subsequently, a pink motorcycle was summoned. Carrying Huo Linfei and Miao Shuajun, they escaped from the enemy's encirclement. Tianyu and the two met his teacher Xian Yizi. And heal the elf Babu. Zuanaizi told Huo Linfei. 100,000 years ago, they were comrades fighting side by side. However, Huo Linfei and Slender June have no impression of this. Continuing. Xian Yizi took out a treasure box. Ask Huo Linfei if he still remembers this item. However, there is still no answer from Huo Linfei. The energy released by the items in the box once again attracted the previous group of mysterious black-clothed people. Tianyu once again engaged in a fierce battle with the opponent. Originally, Tianyu still has a slight advantage in this battle. But when a middle-aged man wearing golden armor and carrying a red cloak appears, the situation on the field is instantly reversed. Tianyu quickly defeated the formation. At a critical moment, Zuanaizi finally appeared. Start a conversation with a golden-armored man named the Lion King. After a simple retelling of the past, the Lion King looked at Xian Yizi and spoke. Please return the Xianming key to us. Regarding this, Zuanaizi simply shook his head in silence. See the situation. The Lion King couldn't help but say in a deep voice. Are you trying to use it to threaten us? Zuanaizi responded. The Underworld King has been sleeping for 100,000 years. Why not let him continue to fall asleep? The video has been played to this point. The people in the pirate world were suddenly invigorated. The past life of Luo Ye. The so-called Underworld King. Finally appearing for the first time in someone else's conversation. P.S. New book period data is particularly important. Kneeling down, I beg for your great support. Chapter 4. 100,000 years. The strongest force in the universe, the Underworld. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shiki. There it is. The video finally mentions the person of the Underworld. Edward Newgate. The Zuanaizi in the video said, the Hades has been sleeping for almost 100,000 years. Kai Duo. 100,000 years. Is it true or false? Is human life really that long? Warring States period. 100,000 years. What kind of concept is this? You should know that in our world, even the world government has only been established for about 800 years. Munch D. Cap. If all of these in the video are true, how terrifying is a guy who can live for 100,000 years? Shanks. It's not just the Hades. Listening to their conversation in the video, it seems that Xian Yitzi and the Lion King have also lived for 100,000 years, and that Lion King seems to be still a subordinate of the Hades. Charlotte Lingling. 100,000 years. Wouldn't it be so satisfying if I could plunder their lifespan? Wang Ji. Hee, Lingling, can you beat them? Hard to say and still want to plunder their lifespan. It's a bit too beautiful to think about, Crane. From the conversations of these people in the video, I always feel that their world is much stronger than ours. At this moment, everyone in the world of pirates was stunned. Actually, it's not their fault either. It's just that the number 100,000 years sounds like it's indeed a bit scary. For a world where even world governments have only existed for about 800 years. They simply cannot imagine what it would be like to live for 100,000 years. Holy Mary Maria. Panga City. Between flowers. IMM is currently sitting on the void throne. A pair of deep and terrifying eyes stared fixedly at the screen in front of them. There was a hint of shock and greed in his eyes. 100,000 years. Even though he was subjected to eternal surgery and claimed to be the king of the world. I only lived for about 1,000 years. But now that mysterious man named Luo Ye. But it was exposed. I have lived for at least 100,000 years in my past life. Is it true that the other party's strength still surpasses their own? For one's own rule. But a significant unstable factor. The exposure of Luo Ye's past life has just begun. IMM's heart was already filled with fear towards it. At the same time, an inexplicable wave of unease and annoyance surged in my heart. Inside the viewing screen. Video continues to play. The Lion King looked at Xuanmingzi in front of him and said in a deep voice again. Don't force me. After all. You used to be our friend. Xuanmingzi shook his head gently and said with his hands down. When you need help, I never leave you. Now that your underworld has become the strongest in the universe, I can't help anymore. The Lion King said, no, you can help us for the last time. Just give us back the Xianming key. Xuanmingzi shook his head again with a resolute attitude. The key of Xianming can resurrect the Underworld King. At that time, the entire universe will fall into a dark abyss. Palya Salino. The entire universe will fall into a dark abyss. It's so scary, Kazan. Allah, how do you feel that the Underworld King is actually the evil side when you hear this? Sakaski. It has plunged the entire universe into a dark abyss. You don't have to think about it. This so-called underworld must be an evil force like pirates, and must be completely eradicated. Kai Duo. Red Dog, you really know how to talk big. Didn't you hear Xuanmingzi say in the video just now that the underworld is the most powerful force in the entire universe today? Edward Newgate. If nothing unexpected happens, the Underworld King should be the leader of the underworld and undoubtedly the strongest in the universe. Sure G. Red Dog, you can't even eliminate us pirates. Do you still want to eliminate their underworld? It's a bit beyond your control, isn't it, Jia Sakaski. You pirates won't understand my justice. In the face of evil, no matter how powerful the other party is, there is always only one belief in my heart. To kill it. Yamato. Oh my God. Red Dog, you look ugly, but you're quite beautiful. Just because you want to fight Lord Luoye, do you think you're a scumbag in a dung pit? Seeking death. Kai Duo. You're truly the kind of me who curses so harshly. Wait, no. Dame, why do you even call that Luoye an adult? Yamato. Is there any problem? I have already decided to follow Lord Luoye to the death and serve him forever. Kaiduo. Sleeping slot. When did this happen again? Kaiduo is a bit numb. How inexplicably my own daughter was kidnapped by someone. Although Kaido never regarded Yamato as his daughter, but always treating it as one's own son. But this also cannot change the fact that Yamato is a daughter. Now my daughter actually said she had already decided to forever follow and serve that guy named Luo Ye. This made Kaido experience for the first time the feeling of being stolen from home. I have worked hard to raise my daughter for so many years surprisingly, without my own awareness. Did you just run away from other men like this? More importantly, prior to this, Kaido never realized anything was wrong. This can also be seen. How terrifying is Luo Ye's strength? Terrifying enough for the other party to remain silent. In a situation where one is completely unaware. Take Yamato out of the Ghost Island. If the other party has such means, does it mean that Luoye can actually take his own life without a sound? Think of it here. Kaiduo couldn't help but stir up a storm in his heart. This vast sea. When exactly did this number 1 terrorist figure come out? Video continuation, seeing Xuanmingzi unwilling to hand over the Xianming key no matter what. Under helplessness. The Lion King had no choice but to fight him fiercely. After a fierce battle, the Lion King even deployed super beast weapons. For a while, the earth trembles. Lightning and thunder. Even heaven and earth are turning pale for it. A huge mecha golden lion appeared in front of Huo Linfei and others. Breath out casually. It is a building that can easily destroy an entire street. Not only that. The golden mecha lion can also transform into an upright human form. Combat power is on the charts. Extremely intimidating and oppressive. Frank. Is this a mecha? It's just too cool, isn't it? Bega punk. It's hard to imagine what kind of power should be used to drive such a huge mech, and it can even transform into different forms. It seems that even technology in this world of super beast armament is much more advanced than ours. Shurji. Sleeping slot. Such a cool golden armored giant lion, it doesn't match the name of Laozi's golden lion too much. If only I could control it like the Lion King in the video. Edward Newgate. What matters more to me than these is. This Lion King is just a subordinate of the underworld, already possessing such powerful combat power. So, how terrifying should the underworld's own strength be? Shanks. One more thing. If Luo Ye had already possessed such terrifying power in his previous life, would he be as powerful as in his previous life? Or even more powerful than in his previous life? P.S. New book period data is particularly important. Kneeling down, I beg for your great support. Nowadays, Feilu is really difficult in hell, with a pitiful lack of collections. Even the young author has some doubts about life. If there are readers who like this genre, could you please give this book some free flower review votes? In the extremely bleak collection situation, only these data can give the young author some confidence and motivation to code. So kneel down and beg all Yanzu Nifei, don't be stingy with the flower evaluation tickets in your hands. It would be even better if there were monthly tickets and tips, it's a bit too greedy, hey. Chapter 5. This thought. This enlightenment. You call him anti. You are listening at novel full.audio. The super beast armed form displayed by the Lion King in the video. Obviously, it gave a small shock of billions to the people of the pirate world. Luffy, Usopp, Joba, Frankie, these people saw the Lion King's super beast armament at the moment. He was so excited that his eyes lit up. I wish I could rush into the viewing screen. Personally touch the handsome and stylish Lion King super beast. Even aging old men like Vegapunk and Golden Lion. The reaction is also the same. Men are teenagers until they die. May I ask what man can resist the temptation of mecha? Moreover, the super beast in the video is not just an ordinary mech. Not only does it have a stylish appearance, but it also has a huge size. It can even be freely transformed into two forms: human and animal. The combat effectiveness goes without saying. Even across the screen, everyone can clearly feel the power of that Jedi lion. What made everyone even more curious was even the Lion King under the underworld has become so powerful. The Hades King himself, who is the leader of the underworld. What kind of power should one possess to shake the heavens and earth, cry ghosts and gods? The past life of Luo Ye, how terrifying. Inside the viewing screen. Video continues to play. The Lion King enters the form of a super beast armed form. Sees Tianyu, who wanted to come forward and help Zuanaizi. And threaten the other person's life. Forcing Xian Yizi to hand over the key of Xianming. Xian Yizi anxiously spoke out to dissuade. But there is still no intention of handing over the key of the mysterious world. At a critical moment, Huo Linfei stood out holding a treasure box containing the Xianming key. Agreed to the Lion King's request. Seeing the key of Xianming in hand, the Lion King also kept his promise and released Tianyu. But when he got closer and saw the face of Huo Linfei clearly. But I couldn't help but be stunned. Is it you? Huo Linfei, I didn't expect you to return the Xianming key to me. The tone of the Lion King seemed to carry a hint of joy of reunion after a long separation. However, Huo Linfei looked bewildered. Obviously, I can't remember the Lion King anymore. See the situation. The Lion King was not surprised either. He slowly withdrew from the super beast armed form. Come to Huo Linfei. A fiery red power lock appeared in my hand. Do you still remember this? Huo Linfei looked puzzled and said, what is this? The Lion King explained softly. This is what you gave me back then. Now I will return it to its rightful owner. Speaking. The Lion King handed the power lock to Huo Linfei. Then turn around. I hope we don't have any days to see each other again. Why? Huo Linfei asked in confusion. Because. I don't want to kill you myself. Say this sentence. The body of the Lion King slowly dissipates into a cluster of fluorescent green digital information. Return to the spacecraft anchored in outer space of Earth. Munch D. Luffy. Not good. What kind of key was stolen by a bad person? Eustace Kid. Bad guy. I didn't think that Lion King was bad, didn't you notice? He even spoke politely to those people like Huo Linfei, and his behavior. I don't look like a bad guy yet. Munch D. Luffy. But he just used someone else's companion as a threat, forcing them to hand over that key. Kira. Hee, you're such an innocent guy. Didn't you hear the Lion King say to Xianming Z just now when they were talking, please return the Xianming key to me. Trafalgar Luo. This also means that the key of the underworld actually belongs to the underworld, and it is the son of the underworld who snatches it from the hands of the underworld and refuses to return it. Basil Hawkins. If that's the case, the main character's side doesn't make sense anymore. Carpen Becky. And before leaving, the Lion King also locked the power of Feilu Linfei to its original owner. Looking at Xianming Z, who has been unwilling to return the Xianming key to the underworld, this is difficult to judge. Ulji. How do I feel that the underworld seems to be the righteous side when you say so? Don Quixote da Flamenco. For Furfurus, there is no clear boundary between justice and evil. People often say that justice will win, because only the one who ultimately wins is qualified to claim justice. Shaw Proctor. That's right. In any world, power is an eternal and unchanging truth, and the only truth. As for the talk of justice and evil, it seems ridiculous to me, and justice cannot be eaten. Sakaski. Hee, you pirates, how could you possibly understand what true justice is? Palyasalino. Sakaski, actually I don't quite understand either, Kazan. Allah, although I don't know what justice Sakaski understands, I know one thing, which is that my understanding of justice is definitely different from Sakaski's. Sakaski. I'm ashamed of you two being together. Warring States period. Hello. I'm talking about you guys. Is it time to talk about this kind of thing now? Edward Newgate. Gullah, instead of discussing justice and evil, it's better to pay more attention to the content of Luoye's previous life. Shanks. Since the Lion King has obtained the key of the underworld, does this mean that the Underworld King is not far from resurrection? Kai Duo. It seems that we will soon be able to see the true face of Luo Ye's past life. Charlotte Lingling. Well, I can't wait to see the Dark King awaken. Dashi Chi. Is Lord Luo Ye's past life finally about to wake up? I'm a bit excited. Tina. Tina also really wants to see Lord Luo Ye wake up soon. Smog. Dashki, Tina, you too. Only Garden. Lord Luo Ye from his past life must have been equally powerful and handsome. Crane. Only a garden, why even you? Warring States period. Done. It seems that even our naval headquarters was stolen by Luo Ye unconsciously. Kai Duo. Video continuation. After the Lion King led the army of the underworld to leave, Huo Linfei put on the fiery red power lock. Just put it on. He instinctively summoned a set of fiery red armor to wear. It's like an instinctive memory etched deep in DNA. Subsequently, Xuanmingzi arrived inside the Xuanwu spacecraft with a few people. Prepare to enter outer space of Earth. Chase the army of the underworld. Retrieve the Xianming key from the Lion King's hand. At the same time, on the other side, the Lion King also guessed the thoughts of Xuanmingzi and others. I expect the other party will definitely pursue and retrieve the key of the Xianming. The Silver Lion under the Lion King volunteered to bow to him. I want to lead the vanguard troops to intercept Xianmingzi and others, and annihilate them. Upon hearing this, the Lion King frowned slightly and worried, saying, "Do you think you have a certain confidence in winning?" The Silver Lion replied firmly in his tone. "General, no one has a guaranteed victory in battle. But I am willing to exchange my life for a chance of victory." Once this statement is made, instantly shaking again in the movie-watching chat group. Zifa. Well said. No one has a chance of winning in battle, but I am willing to exchange my life for a chance of victory. Shurji. Good guy. This thought, this consciousness, who would want to call the underworld a villain? Shurping. It seems that every subordinate in the underworld is absolutely loyal to the leader of the underworld. Munchdi, Dragon. What kind of charm does this underworld king possess to make all his subordinates willingly sacrifice their lives for him? P.S. Woo-woo, is anyone reading this book? Collections and data are quite bleak, and even the young author is almost skeptical about life. The data for the new book period is really crucial, and I sincerely hope that all readers can greatly support it. Every flower you cast, every vote you leave, and every comment you leave is the driving force behind the author's coding and explosive updates. On the first day, As long as there are 1,000 flowers, the little author will explode 10 chapters. Also add another chapter for every 1,000 flowers. Add one more chapter for every 100 evaluation votes. Add one more chapter every 5 monthly tickets. Add one more chapter for every reward of any amount. Not capped. Kneeling down for the data support of readers and fathers. Chapter 6. The coffin of the dark underworld is opened, and the resurrection of the underworld king is imminent. You are listening at novel.Audio. Inside the viewing screen. Video continues to play, after careful consideration. The Lion King decided to return to the underworld with the mysterious key first. Resurrect the underworld king. And all of his army remained in outer space. Led by the Golden Lion and the Silver Lion. Responsible for intercepting and annihilating the group of Xuanmingzi who came to pursue. Not long after the Lion King left. Huo Linfei and others were indeed caught up in a Xuanwu spaceship. So. The underworld army engaged in another fierce battle with Huo Linfei and Tianyu. The Silver Lion comes at the cost of consuming its own life force. Forcefully stimulate a surge in the amount of abilities within oneself. The combat effectiveness has greatly improved. For a moment, he was able to suppress the two of Huo Linfei and Tianyu with his own strength. At a critical moment, Huo Lin flew under the guidance of Xuanmingzi. Successfully stimulated the potential within oneself. Use the ultimate skill, Fire Cloud Strike, to defeat the Silver Lion. However, being outnumbered is better than being outnumbered. The number of underworld armies is really too many. There are dozens of spacecraft alone. Seeing the heroic sacrifice of the Silver Lion, the Golden Lion immediately stopped hesitating. Order the underworld fleet to surround Fire Linfei and others in it. Then, laser scanning was launched like a storm. Even though the defense system of Xuanwu spacecraft is very powerful. Even if it goes on like this, it won't last long. Faced with such a situation, a faint light flickered in Xian Yixi's aged eyes. It's like making a decision. He first took out a green power lock from the Xuanwu spaceship. I handed it over to Xiao Pangdun, who is slim and handsome. Later, the captain's authority of the Xuanwu spacecraft was transferred to the other party. Complete these. Xian Yixi arrived alone outside the Xuanwu spacecraft. Use Yuan Kong Annihilation to seal the underworld army, along with oneself, inside the Yuan space. And Huo Linfei and others were assisted by the Xuanwu spacecraft. Headed to the second parallel universe. Shi Ji. The growth rate of this Fire Linfei is a bit exaggerated. In just one day, it has grown from an ordinary middle school student to strong enough to defeat the Silver Lion after the explosion. Moonlight Moria. How about calling someone the protagonist? This may be the so-called protagonist halo. Bista. That Silver Lion is also a real man. He did indeed fulfill his previous promise to the Lion King, using his own life to fight for a chance of victory. Charlotte Cricket. Unfortunately, Xuanmingzi, that old guy, seems to be a bit strong. He actually sealed the entire underworld Lion clan fleet into the meta space with his own strength. Jesuit Cloth. Being able to seal so many enemies into another space at the same time is simply unheard of, and I wonder if there are any demonic fruits that can achieve the same effect. Jack. Those spaceships in the underworld also seem to be powerful weapons. Quinn. Indeed, the laser attacks emitted by those spacecraft feel incredibly destructive just by looking at them. Jean. Didn't it be mentioned in the previous video that if these spacecraft were to attack Earth, it would only take 3.5 hours to destroy all the defense systems on Earth, which is quite terrifying. Flying Squirrel. The destructive power of this underworld fleet is definitely far beyond our Navy's demon-slaying order. Additional calculation. It's not just the demon-slaying order, I even feel that these spaceships may be as powerful as or even surpass the legendary 3 ancient weapons. Doberman. How good would it be if such a powerful weapon could be mastered by our naval headquarters? If that were to happen, it would not be a matter of minutes to eliminate the pirates and end the era of the great pirates. Wang Ji. Hee, you navies are really imaginative. Then I said that if I could have this weapon, eliminating your navy in the world government would only be a matter of minutes. Umbrio Ivankov. So what, I think it's pointless for you to argue about this issue here. Instead, it will only make Luo Ye see your jokes, after all. He really had such powerful weapons and fleets in his past life, and maybe even more than that in the video. Doberman. Wang Ji. Inside the viewing screen. Video continuation, at the same time as Huo Linfei and others went to the second parallel universe. The fifth parallel universe. The Underworld. The Lion King has returned with the key of the mysterious world. He was greeted by 3 equally powerful warriors. These 3 people are like the Lion King. Both are the 4 guardians under the command of the Underworld King. The Lion King and the 3 of them arrived at an empty hall. In the center of the main hall, there is a black coffin shimmering with light. It is the coffin of the mysterious world that has sealed the Underworld King for 100,000 years. The Lion King used the Xian Ming key to unlock the seal of the Xian Ming coffin. Suddenly, the pitch-black coffin began to tremble violently. The coffin door slowly opened. Next up, a surging and powerful momentum suddenly overflowed from the coffin. Soared straight into the clouds. At this moment, the entire underworld seems to be trembling with it. That belongs to the powerful aura of the Underworld King. Even in the first parallel universe, one can still feel it. Ghost Spider. Look. The coffin of the Xianming is open. Burning Mountain. What's going on with this powerful momentum? Even across the screen, it makes me feel a wave of fear. Strawberry. Yes, even when facing a general or the 4th Emperor, I have never felt such a strong sense of fear. Munch D. Cap. This can only illustrate one thing, and that is the power of the Hades. Far beyond our imagination and beyond our understanding. Crane. If such a strong person appears in our world, it may be enough to destroy everything in this world in an instant. Warring States period. After sleeping for a full 100,000 years, is the Underworld King finally about to awaken? Edward Newgate. Gullah. Now that the coffin of the underworld has opened and the awakening of the Underworld King is a foregone conclusion, can the main characters really stop all of this? Shanks. Huo Linfei and the others have just arrived at the second parallel universe. By the time they reach the Underworld King may have already been resurrected. How should they deal with it then? Kai Duo. Not to mention dealing with the Underworld King. I feel that just the 4 protectors under the Underworld King's command are not something that Huo Linfei and his group of furry little ghosts can handle. Charlotte Lingling. Well, faced with the powerful Underworld and the Underworld King, the main characters have no chance of winning, as the video continues to play. Everyone in the world of pirates has not yet discovered they are actually unconsciously. I have already shifted my stance from the protagonist groups like Huo Linfei. Transformed into the Underworld and the Underworld King. They did not expect the protagonist group to overcome obstacles and ultimately defeat the Underworld, preventing the resurrection of the Underworld King. On the contrary, I am looking forward to the awakening of the Underworld King, demonstrating invincible strength and crushing and sweeping scenes all the way. And this mindset shift. Currently, no one feels that something is wrong. Inside the 9 Snake Island Palace. Luo Ye noticed this situation through the movie-watching chat group. The corner of the mouth curved slightly. There's no way this is the charm of the Underworld King. P.S. The data for the new book period is particularly important, and we earnestly request the support of all readers. Begging for flowers. Seeking evaluation votes. Looking for a monthly pass. Please comment. Every comment from readers will be carefully read by the author. Thank you for your support. Chapter 7. Scorpion King Longying, is the protagonist's halo exploding? You are listening at novel.Audio. The people of the pirate world are eagerly anticipating the resurrection of the Underworld King. But obviously, they will need to wait for a while longer. Inside the viewing screen, although the coffin of Xianming has been opened by the Lion King with the Xianming key. But the Underworld King, who had been sleeping for a full 100,000 years. I want to completely wake up. Obviously, it cannot be completed overnight. At the mouth of the already opened Xianming coffin. Still shrouded in a layer of dim light. Only when the Underworld King fully awakens will it completely dissipate. Regarding this, the four guardians of the underworld are not in a hurry. Just silently guarding the coffin of the mysterious world. Now the Xuanwu is flying to the second parallel universe, who will intercept it. The Lion King glanced at the other three guardians of the underworld and asked in a voice. Upon hearing this, the only female protector among the four major protectors suddenly let out a cold snort. Take a slow step and leave. Blood debt, it's time to recover. Don Quixote da Flamenco. Furfurfurfurus, is it now the turn of this female underworld protector to intervene and block the main character group? Shaw Proctor. If the Lion King looks like a lion, then this female guardian of the underworld looks like a scorpion with venom. Vince Mock Sanji. Yes, the beauty of the female protector in the video is like poison, emitting a dangerous and charming aura all over her body, making me deeply trapped and unable to extricate myself. Shaw Clockdale. I don't think we're talking about the same kind of poison. Brooke. If I could know the chubby color of this beautiful underworld female protector, then even if I die, I have no regrets, even though I have already died, yo ho 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 ho, Marco. Speaking of which, I'm a bit curious. What exactly is the blood debt mentioned by the underworld female protector just now? Jean. From previous videos, it seems that the protagonist group had a lot of interaction with these people in the underworld 100,000 years ago, as can be seen from the words the Lion King said to Huo Linfei earlier. Charlotte Katakuli. What exactly happened 100,000 years ago? Why was a powerful existence like the underworld sealed in the coffin of the underworld? Ben Beckman. Perhaps as the video continues to play, all these puzzles will be revealed later on. Video continuation, soon. Huo Linfei and others arrived at Earth in the second parallel universe aboard the Xuanwu spacecraft. There used to be two races, Qinglong and Bailong, living here. However, 100,000 years ago, there was an internal conflict between the Qinglong and Bailong tribes. In the end, the White Dragon tribe was completely wiped out by the Blue Dragon tribe. Therefore, now on Earth in the second parallel universe, only the Qinglong tribe remains. When Huo Linfei and others arrived here, within the Qinglong tribe, Long Jian just defeated his senior brother Zhan Long. I obtained a power lock belonging to the Qinglong tribe from my master Jianlong. The landing of the Xuanwu spacecraft caught the attention of the Qinglong tribe. Jianlong immediately asked Long Jian to take someone to check the situation. Huo Linfei and Long Jian had just met when they started fighting in a disagreement. But halfway through, Long Jian suddenly sensed a riot coming from within the main city of the Qinglong tribe. He immediately rushed back at the fastest speed possible. Huo Linfei and Tianyu also followed closely behind. When the crowd arrived in the city, but only the corpses of the Qinglong tribe were seen everywhere. Even the long sword dragon of the Qinglong tribe has been brutally killed. And the initiator of all of this, it is one of the four great protectors who came from the underworld. Scorpion King Longying. Edward Newgate. He truly deserves to be one of the 4 guardians under the command of the Underworld King. How could he effortlessly destroy a clan? Kai Duo. Qinglong clan. Although I know this race has nothing to do with me, seeing them exterminated still makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. After all, I am also Qinglong. Charlotte Lingling. Well, Kaido, when it comes to this, you haven't returned the favor of Qinglong fruit to me yet, Shanks. I suddenly discovered something very interesting. Isn't the Dragon Jian of the Qinglong tribe one of the 5 people who had previously competed with Huo Linfei in basketball on Earth in the first parallel universe? Sure Ji. Indeed, I remember hearing what you said. Among those 5 people at that time, the one standing in the middle was this Dragon Jian. Bega Punk. Is this the so-called parallel universe? In different parallel universes, there exists another person who looks exactly the same as oneself. It's really amazing. Warring States period. Based on the plot, if nothing unexpected happens, this Dragon Jian should also be one of the main characters. Inside the viewing screen. Video continues to play, after seeing the tragic situation of the tribe members. Longying, who was extremely angry, even struck a big blow at Longying. But it's not even a match for the other party. Jianyu was stabbed by Longying's scorpion tail in order to save Longying, and his body was extremely poisonous. Huo Linfei and Longying teamed up to fight against Longying. But he was defeated in an instant under the opponent's super beast armament. Watching the 2 of them about to be punched into flesh by Longying's super beast. At critical moments, Miao Shua Jun drove the Xuanwu spacecraft to arrive. Promptly rescued Huo Linfei and Longying. However, the highly poisonous Jianyu fell into the hands of the enemy. Huo Linfei and Longying worked together to save Jianyu. Once again engaged in a new round of battle with Longying. But the result is not much different from before. Faced with powerful underworld protectors, Huo Linfei and Longying were quickly knocked to the ground. But this time, 2 people lying side by side. The fire attribute and ice attribute abilities within the body complement each other perfectly. Under the catalysis of this dual heaven of ice and fire, both of their abilities skyrocketed in an instant. Successfully entered the super beast armed form. Full blood resurrection. Bucky. I'll go. Are these 2 entering the form of super beast weapons now? Mr. 3. You know, both Huo Linfei and Longying have just obtained the power lock. Isn't this a bit ridiculous? Silver Fox. Perhaps this is the so-called Protagonist halo, otherwise, what would they use to confront such a powerful underworld? Munch D. Luffy. The Protagonist's halo. It's really a magical thing that can make people inexplicably stronger by so much. It's simply unreasonable. Video continuation. Once again, Huo Linfei and Longying, who had completed the super beast armament, teamed up to launch an attack on Longying. However, even so, even after completing the super beast armament, even if 2 people work together to fight more or less, still unable to defeat the powerful Scorpion King Longying. After a brief moment of fighting, Huo Linfei and Longying were once again knocked down to the ground. Peggy 1. Sleeping Slot. This Scorpion King is amazing. Even if the main characters burst into a protagonist aura, she is still not her opponent. Charlotte Irving. I thought she would be defeated the moment those 2 people burst into the protagonist's aura. Is this the strength of the 4 guardians under the Underworld King's command? It's really too powerful. Lem Jones. The more I understand the strength of the Underworld Guardians, the more I can feel the invincible power of the Underworld King. Sabo. And this is just one of Luo Ye's past lives, so what kind of unfathomable should Luo Ye himself be? P.S. The data for the new book period is particularly important, and we earnestly request the support of all readers. Begging for flowers. Seeking evaluation votes. Looking for a monthly pass. Please comment. Every comment from readers will be carefully read by the author. Thank you for your support. Chapter 8. Super Beast God 2 Body, Scorpion Kings and Kneeling. You are listening at novel.Audio. Inside the viewing screen. Video continuation, during the battle between Longying, Huo Linfei, and Longying. A passage about the past of this underworld protector was also revealed along with it. Originally, as early as 100,000 years ago, Longying is actually a member living on the Earth in the second parallel universe. Her father was the leader of the White Dragon tribe at that time, Longying. And at that time, Longying. He has not yet grown into the powerful Scorpion King he is today. Just a kind and innocent little girl. However, the accident happened quickly. In order to compete for the position of the highest ruler of the Dragon clan, Longying engaged in a public martial arts competition with the then leader of the Qinglong tribe, Qianlong. As the strongest member of the Dragon clan, Longying quickly defeated the Sword Dragon. But just as the elder of the Dragon clan was preparing to hand over the power lock to Longying suddenly died from poisoning. The White Dragon clan unanimously believes that the Sword Dragon made some moves in the competition just now. So there was a dispute with the Qinglong tribe. The elder of the Dragon clan was mistakenly killed by the White Dragon clan as a result. See this situation. Qianlong was completely enraged and lost his sanity, leading the Qinglong tribe to launch a large-scale killing campaign against the White Dragon tribe. Until the young Longying appeared in front of Sword Dragon. He just came to his senses. He ran out with great regret. And Longying, who witnessed the extermination of the White Dragon tribe with her own eyes. The seed of hatred has already been planted in my heart. She stood in front of the people of the Qinglong tribe. In a tender yet firm voice, he said. If I am weak, then please eliminate me. Otherwise, I will make you perish. It is precisely because of this sentence. The people of the Qinglong tribe were inspired by the idea of eradicating Longying. And as they watched the members of the Qinglong tribe slay towards Longying, a mysterious person wearing a black cloak and a mask suddenly appeared. The opponent used the cold shadow strike to repel the Qinglong clan warrior. Rescue Longying and take her away. Wensmok Sanji. It turns out that Miss Longying, who looks powerful and beautiful, actually has such a tragic childhood past. Brooke. My father was killed and all my people were wiped out. It's really heartbreaking. Although I'm just a skeleton and don't have a heart, yo ho 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 ho, Cyrus. With such a deep hatred, no wonder she would have wiped out the Qinglong tribe as soon as she arrived, which can be considered a blood debt. Dongli. In that case, this Scorpion King Longying is not really an evil person. Blocky. Yes, she's just trying to avenge her father and tribe, there's nothing wrong with her. Cat Viper. Speaking of which, who is the mysterious person who suddenly appeared and saved Longying? How do I feel that person looks a bit familiar to me? Dog Lon. I also feel familiar with the eyes. I always feel that the person looks very similar to Longying. Chuanjilang. And the cold shadow technique he used to save Longying just now, isn't it exactly the move of Longying? He song. Can we say that 100,000 years ago, it was actually Longying who saved Longying? Azura boy. Isn't Longying a member of the Qinglong clan? In theory, he shouldn't be able to save Longying, who hates the Qinglong clan to the bone, Lei Zong. Yes, if it were really Longying saved by Longying, and after 100,000 years, Longying destroyed the entire Qinglong tribe, then it would be Longying himself who led to the extinction of the Qinglong tribe. Chrysanthemum Cheng. I always feel that the causal reasons behind this are a bit complicated, and I can't quite understand them now. Inside the viewing screen, the video content has returned to the present day from 100,000 years ago. Facing the powerful Scorpion King, Huo Linfei and Longying were beaten and retreated step by step. Seems to be completely defeated. And at this moment, Xian Yizhi, who was in the metaverse, suddenly began a conscious exchange with Huo Linfei and the other two. Under the remote guidance of Xian Yizhi, Huo Linfei and Longying surprisingly completed a super beast combination. The dragon war god of Longying is responsible for forming the lower body. The Huanlin god of Huo Linfei is responsible for forming the upper body. The super beast god formed after merging. Whether in terms of power or combat effectiveness, all have once again ushered in a huge improvement and leap. In this way, the two finally gained the power to fight against the Scorpion King Longying. The two sides were evenly matched in the game. The battle is exceptionally fierce. Shurji. Sleeping slot. Isn't it, hanging again? Douglas Barrett. This is really a bit outrageous. Huo Linfei and Longying just broke out with a wave of Protagonist aura earlier, mastering the super beast weapon. Now they are even more outrageous, just merging. Guild Tetsolo. Even for the main characters, the speed of their strength improvement is probably too fast, it's simply unreasonable. Bucky. This is no longer just a Protagonist halo that can describe it, it's just a group of cheats. Moonlight Moria. It's really difficult for Scorpion Wang Longying. It's really not easy to have a fight with such cheats. Quinn. But I have to say, this super beast god combination is really cool. Vegapunk. I really didn't expect that such a huge super beast mecha could even combine to form a new form, which provided me with a new idea and direction for my research. Video continuation, even after completing the dual body of the super beast god. Huo Linfei and Longying can still only be on par with Longying. Winning is almost impossible. After a fierce battle, all three of them have exhausted their abilities. Simultaneously released the super beast state. The three of them fell to the ground, seeming to have lost their ability to continue fighting. However, the next moment, Longying's ability level began to recover at an extremely fast speed. On the other hand, look at Huo Linfei and Longying. The speed of recovery is far inferior to that of Longying. After a moment, Longying, who had regained her combat ability, once again knocked down Longying, who was at the end of the strong crossbow. Then he pulled off the other person's mask. I want to see who you really are. Longying, who had always felt familiar with Longying, fixed her gaze on the other person's face. Immediately afterwards, he was taken aback. The Underworld King. Longying exclaimed in surprise. The whole person instantly froze in place. And Longying seized this rare flaw. With a full force strike, it hit Longying's vital area heavily. Longying's figure flew backwards. The slender body became illusory in the air. At the last moment of life, this cold and ruthless Scorpion King suddenly showed a relieved smile on his face. Dad! I can finally see you. In such a low murmur, Longying's body slowly drifted towards the sky. Transformed into dots of fluorescence. Dissolved with the wind. Only one dark blue power lock fell to the ground. And when Longying picked it up, this power lock that belonged to the Scorpion King suddenly became the same blue dragon power lock as the dragon Jian. But it quickly dissipated and disappeared. Wensmok Sanji. Sleeping trough. This dragon Jian doesn't speak of martial arts, but dares to ambush the beautiful Lady Longying. Brooke. Miss Longying actually died like this. It's really regrettable. Although I, like her, have already died, yo ho ho ho, Polyusolino. I think this is just a forced plot kill, it's really bloody, Kazan. Who said it's not? The Scorpion King's strength is so strong that even if Fire Linfei and Dragon Jian hang twice in a row and complete the Super Beast God combination, they still cannot defeat the opponent. Surprisingly, they just died like this. Sakaski. Humph, evil people who attempt to plunge the universe into a dark abyss deserve to die. Silbaz Raleigh. I don't think Scorpion King is evil at all. Her actions are just to seek revenge for her father and tribe. Shanks. Even at the last moment when her life was about to pass, what she thought in her heart was not hatred, but the comfort and joy of being able to reunite with her late father immediately. Edward Newgate. I really appreciate such a person who is emotional, righteous, and has flesh and blood. Shi Ji. The previous Lion King was also like this, loyal and trustworthy, powerful yet elegant. Charlotte Lingling. Well, how do I feel? The charm of these underworld protectors seems to be much greater than that of the main characters, Kai Duo. This wave of lousy stands in the underworld, supporting the Underworld King. P.S. The data for the new book period is particularly important, and we earnestly request the support of all readers. Begging for flowers. Seeking evaluation votes. Looking for a monthly pass. Please comment. Every comment from readers will be carefully read by the author. Thank you for your support. Chapter 9. The Whale Shark King appears, one who can both fight and. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Spark Jabba. Speaking of which, don't you think there were many strange things in the video just now? Shanks. It's really strange. Why did Longying suddenly freeze and shout out the name of the Underworld King after taking off Longjian's mask? Ben Beckman. Is there any special relationship between Dragon Jian and the Underworld King? Marco. In addition, why does the Scorpion King suddenly become the same as the other's power lock when her power lock falls into the hands of the Dragon Jian after his death, and then suddenly disappear out of nowhere? Ember. From the previous videos, we can learn that each power lock should be unique, and there can be no two power locks that are identical. Charlotte Katakuli. My intuition tells me that there may still be some unknown past and connections between Longjian and Longying, but this past life exposure system has not yet played it out. Munch D. Luffy. It's so complicated. I feel like my head is about to smoke. Trafalgar Row. This video does seem a bit brain teaser, different from those past life exposure videos. Eustace Kid. Such a unique past life exposure video, Luoye is really powerful enough to make the past life exposure system treat each other separately. Carpen Becky. With so many puzzles and suspense yet to be solved, it has made me increasingly interested in the video content that follows. Basil Hawkins. Taro told me that the upcoming video content will be even more exciting. Inside the viewing screen. Video continues to play, after defeating Scorpion Wang Longying. Huo Linfei invites Longjian to join the Super Beast squad. Longjian also readily agreed. Next up. They set off again on the Xuanwu spacecraft. Arriving at Earth located in the third parallel universe. The Earth in the third parallel universe is a planet scattered throughout deserts. On this planet, there are two races living, the whale shark and the golden elephant. Among them, the whale shark tribe is a superior ruling class. The golden elephant tribe, on the other hand, were slaves who were enslaved and driven by the whale shark tribe. Huo Linfei and his team just landed here not long ago. It was the encirclement and suppression by the whale shark warriors. The battle began. During the process, a golden elephant boy named Tai Lei rescued Huo Linfei, who was almost hit by a pillar. But as a result, it was labeled as rebellious by outsiders by the whale shark tribe. To punish Terry's behavior, the warriors of the whale shark tribe decided to bury all the slaves of the golden elephant tribe alive. Terry begged the other party to let go of his tribe. He is willing to bear all the sins alone. However, the warriors of the whale shark tribe are clearly not as articulate. At the same time, the hegemon of the third parallel universe. The whale shark king, one of the four guardians under the command of the Underworld King, also officially appeared. Nefertari Vivi. This Earth in the third parallel universe has an environment similar to our kingdom of Alabastion, with deserts everywhere. Nefertari Cobra. Unfortunately, the rulers there seemed quite brutal, treating the Golden Elephant people completely as slaves and livestock. Bello Betty. A slave-oppressed country like this is exactly what our revolutionary army has always wanted to liberate. Iceberg. If I remember correctly, that young man named Tai Lei also appeared at the beginning of the video, and was one of the 5 people with Longying. Nipton. So, in that case, this Tyrell should also be a member of the main character group. Liku Dold 3. Born with immense power, a strong sense of justice, and oppressed people. These characteristics come together, basically making it impossible for the main characters to escape. Eli Zabello 2. Is this the whale shark king, their enemy to deal with in the third parallel universe? Hail Ding. As one of the 4 guardians under the command of the Underworld King, this whale shark king seems to be even stronger than the previous Scorpion King Longying. Du Feld. When the protagonists were in the second parallel world, they all relied on continuous gameplay and forced plot killing to defeat the Scorpion King. So, how should they deal with this even more powerful whale shark king? Video continuation. After knocking down Tyrell's move, the whale shark king asked in a low voice. Why did you rebel? Terry shook his head. I did not rebel. I just saved one person. I'm not wrong, and my people are not even wrong. Upon hearing this, the whale shark king did not refute Taylor's viewpoint. But he followed the other person's words and said. You're not wrong, but we're not wrong either. It's just that our strength is relatively strong, so the game rules are also set by us. After speaking, the whale shark king signaled his subordinates to continue burying the Golden Elephant tribe members alive. Terry roared angrily, this is not fair. The whale shark king said indifferently. There are already many things in life that are completely unfair, and you can only accept them. Then, with another kick, Tyrell, who wanted to resist, flew out. Edward Newgate. Gullah is what this whale shark king said, quite reasonable, Kai Duo. This world is inherently a world of the fittest, and all right, wrong, and fairness are in the hands of the strong. Charlotte Lingling. Well, how did that sentence come to be? Weakness is original sin. Shanks. It looks like the main characters may have to suffer a lot when facing this whale shark king. Video continuation. Whale shark king told Tyrell. If the other party wants to save their own tribe, there is only one way. That's to go kill Huo Linfei and others with your own hands. After a difficult inner struggle, Terry finally nodded in agreement. At the same time, he obtained a golden power lock from his master Yuanzheng. Shiki. Good guy. Shouldn't this Tai Lei be a member of the main character group? How come he's going to turn around and kill Huo Linfei and them now? Baroic Redfield. In just a few words, he managed to grasp Terry. I have to say, this whale shark king is really a bit powerful. Douglas Barrett. These henchmen of the underworld are really amazing. Marshall D. Teach. So when will the Underworld King officially resurrect and appear? I can't wait any longer. Thief haha, inside the viewing screen. Video continues to play. Tai Lei, who obtained the power lock, engaged in a battle with Huo Linfei and Longying. He, who is full of confusion in his heart, is naturally not a match. Quickly defeated. Huo Linfei and Longying saw the hesitation in Tai Lei's heart. Start persuading the other party to rebel against the whale shark king along with themselves and others. After another psychological struggle, Terry finally made up his mind. Join the protagonist side. Start resisting. After finishing tidying up a wave of Whale Shark Tribe soldiers, the Whale Shark King also appeared along with him. We had a conversation with Huo Linfei and others. Huo Linfei looked at the Whale Shark King and said with righteousness, "I don't care who you are, since we're here, we're going to save the slaves here." Upon hearing this, the Whale Shark King laughed heartily in the sky. Ha ha ha. Rescue. How to save it? Even if you defeat me, can you save the slaves here like this? Huo Linfei crossed his waist and said, "Can't we?" The Whale Shark King paced slowly and said in a deep voice, "There is a kind of person in this world who, although human, has never lived their own life. They live everything according to others' wishes. This kind of person has existed for thousands of years and will not disappear even after that. This kind of person will never be free. Because their hearts have long been imprisoned by shackles." Speaking. The Whale Shark King looked at Huo Linfei and others and asked, "Even if you can untie the shackles on the slaves? But can we unlock their spiritual shackles? Even if you defeat me? Do you think they can be free now?" Wrong. They will still need another strong one to rule them sooner or later. Whale Shark King's words, directly scolding the members of the protagonist group to silence. And the people of the pirate world. After hearing the words of the Whale Shark King, they were all stunned and stunned. The Whale Shark King's mouth cannon skills, it's a bit too strong, isn't it? You can almost call yourself a philosopher. Such a villain who can both fight and speak, how else can the main character team fight? P.S. The data for the new book period is particularly important, and we earnestly request the support of all readers. Begging for flowers. Seeking evaluation votes. Looking for a monthly pass. Please comment. Every comment from readers will be carefully read by the author. Thank you for your support. Chapter 10. Inverted Heavenly Gang, Protagonist and Villain Swap. You are listening at novel.Audio. Polyasolino. I actually think what Whale Shark King said in the video makes quite sense, Kazan. Allah, although in terms of my justice, I don't quite agree with his viewpoint, I can't find any reason to refute it either. Sakaski. In a sense, the weak indeed need a strong one to rule and restrain them. Of course, this is not for enslavement, but to better maintain world peace. Kai Duo. I quite agree with what Whale Shark King said. If those weak people are allowed to act solely on their own will, the world will only become more chaotic and turbulent. Only the rule of the strong can lead them to the right path. Charlotte Lingling. Well, that's also why every faction needs a leader. The pirates have a captain, the Navy headquarters has a marshal, the world government has the 5 stars, and even the Revolutionary Army, which has always been under the banner of freedom and liberation, doesn't it have the same leader as Munch D. Long? Munch D. Dragon. Edward Newgate. Gullah. Compared to the Whale Shark King, the members of the main cast of Firefly and others do seem a bit too immature and naive. Shanks. Good guy. Doesn't this mean that Whale Shark King, whether in terms of force or ideology, has to leave the main character group for several streets? How can Feilu Linfei and the others fight? Don Quixote da Flamenco. Furfurfurfurus. In my opinion, the Whale Shark King can already create his own power and become the ruler of the underworld with such ideas and strength, but he is willing to be loyal to the Underworld King, which is really hard to understand. Boya Hancock. What's so hard to imagine? It shows that in Lord Luoye's past life, that Lord of the Underworld, both in terms of philosophy and strength, had to be above the Whale Shark King. Only in this way can characters like the Whale Shark King be impressed. Regarding this, Hancock can be described as deeply touched. Before Lord Luoye appeared as the Amazon Lily Emperor and the mighty Pirate Empress. Similarly, no one looks up to it. Believing that it is impossible for oneself to submit to others in this lifetime. But since meeting Lord Luo Ye, Hancock's original ideas collapsed in an instant. After witnessing Lord Luo Ye's invincible strength, and after the charismatic personality that overlooks the world, the once aloof pirate empress was deeply impressed. Every minute, she transforms into a fanatical little fan of the other party. If such changes were placed in the past, Hancock could never have imagined it even to death. But it happens so realistically to itself. That's why. After seeing the words of Duo Flamenco in the movie chat group, Hancock couldn't help but stand up and refute the other party. It is precisely because she herself has been easily impressed by Lord Luo Ye. So that's why we can understand very deeply and clearly why did the Whale Shark King in the video willingly pledge allegiance to Lord Luo Ye's past life. In Hancock's view, this is completely a matter of course. It's absolutely normal. Inside the viewing screen, video continues to play, after the debate over ideas. The battle between the Protagonist group and the Whale Shark King also began quickly. Tai Lei is responsible for rescuing the soon-to-be-buried Golden Elephant tribe members. And Huo Linfei and Longying are responsible for fighting against the Whale Shark King. However, the power of the Whale Shark King far exceeds several people's imagination. Even in the past, he was able to fight Scorpion Wang Longying back and forth in a super beast god dual body state. It's not even a match for the Whale Shark King. Watching Huo Linfei and Longying lose, Jianyu also joined the battle closely. With the help of Slim and Handsome, she found the crucial lifeline of the Whale Shark King at the back. However, Jianyu's ability level is too weak. She is unable to be equipped with super beast weapons. Even if the attack hits the key of the Whale Shark King, it will not have much effect. Instead, it completely angers the other party. So, the Whale Shark King used his ultimate move, the Black Sea Abyss. Inhale Tianyu into the black hole of the Underworld King. But I never thought Tianyu not only successfully returned from the black hole of the Underworld King. Even as a result, the number of abilities skyrocketed. Thus successfully mastering the Super Beast armament. Further completed the triple form of the Super Beast God with Huo Linfei and Longying. Shi Ji. Wen Ma. Are you still playing like this? Wang Ji. In the second parallel universe, Huo Linfei and Longying have just burst out of the protagonist's aura, and now it's Jianyu's turn to play, right? Guild Tetsolo. How else can Nima fight? I have to say, the protagonist Halo is really disgusting. Kai Duo. I can't help but feel a little worried when I see this. Shouldn't I also be defeated by those who have the protagonist's aura like this in the future? Charlotte Lingling. Well, if that's really the case, it's a bit ironic. Edward Newgate. Gullah. Putting aside the protagonist's halo beforehand, I seem to have discovered something more interesting. Charlotte Lingling. What's going on? Edward Newgate. I don't know if you've noticed that after being sucked into Pluto's black hole by Whale Shark King using the Black Sea Abyss, the camera briefly switched to the underworld. Shanks. I also noticed that at that time, a deep voice seemed to be coming from the coffin of the Underworld King, as if saying, "Child, you have finally arrived." Ben Beckman. Combined with the video, at the beginning of the first parallel universe on Earth, when the Lion King threatened Xian Yitzi with the heavenly feather to hand over the key to the underworld, Xian Yitzi once said in a hurry, "Do you know who she is?" Crane. I see, I have a bold guess. Warring States. Tianyu Shi is actually the child of the Underworld King. Munch D. Cap. Sigh. This analysis has reason and evidence, it's hard not to be convincing. Zifa. In this way, It can also explain well why Tianyu was able to safely return from the dark hole of the underworld, and even experienced a surge in abnormal energy as a result. Steel Bone Kong. Good guy. Together with Tianyu, this is preventing his father from resurrecting. What is this, father bidding farewell and son laughing? Nami. Tianyu is the child of Lord Hades. Does that mean Lord Luoye already had other women in his past life? Nicole Robin. Nami, don't be jealous. Lord Luo Ye is so powerful and excellent, and his past life naturally attracted girls' love just like now. This is normal. Nami. Yes. I was a bit too alarmed. Video continuation, complete the Fire Linfei, Dragon Jian, and Heavenly Feather trio of the Super Beast God. Once again engaged in battle with the Whale Shark King. However, even if it falls into this category, they are still not opponents of the Whale Shark King. The Whale Shark King once again unleashed the depths of the Black Sea. The three of Huo Linfei couldn't resist it at all. Seems to be sucked into a black hole. And at this moment, Tale, who had successfully rescued his tribe, arrived in time. While the Whale Shark King was dealing with the Fire Linfei trio and had no time to clone, he completed the Super Beast armament. Launch a surprise attack. A fierce blow hit the breathing opening behind the Whale Shark God of War, causing harm. The Whale Shark King has been severely damaged and has unstable energy. Huo Linfei and 3 others were saved as a result. On the contrary, the Whale Shark King himself was sucked into the Black Sea abyss of the underworld by his own Black Sea abyss. See the situation. The Super Beast warriors and the Golden Elephant tribe couldn't help but cheer and jump. Moonlight Moria. Sleeping Trough. What's so special about a surprise attack? Shah Croctor. Hanging up and 3 hits and 1 is not enough. We still need another surprise attack, right? The Whale Shark King's defeat is indeed a bit unbearable. Smog. Whether it's the Scorpion King Longying from last time or the Whale Shark King from this time, the Protagonist team has always been fighting more than they are fighting. Even if they engage in hanging fights, they have to rely on sneak attacks to win every time. Flying Squirrel. Compared to the style of the main characters, Scorpion King and Whale Shark King appear even more open-minded. Munch D. Luffy. Even I'm starting to feel a bit uncomfortable with Huo Linfei and their methods. I prefer Whale Shark King and the others. Roronoa Sauron. How do you feel that now, the Protagonist group of Firefly and others seem more like villains, while the Hades, although not yet fully visible, is starting to become more and more like the real protagonists? Vince Mock Sanji. Is this why the previous exposure system did not play content about the underworld right away, but rather unfolded from the perspective of the group of Fire Linfei and others? The video of Luo Ye's past life has been played to this point. There are actually more and more voices supporting the Underworld King in the movie watching chat group. And more importantly, the video has been playing until now. The Underworld King has never really shown his face even once. P.S. The data has hardly moved for a whole day, and the author's heart is now cooling off. Although it is still in the new book period, each chapter of the author is basically a large chapter of about 3,000 words, which can be considered sincere, right? So kneeling down for a wave of data. Begging for flowers. Seeking evaluation votes. Looking for a monthly pass. Please comment. Every bit of data submitted by readers is the best encouragement for the young author, and I am extremely grateful.